Good morning. We're going to draw some comics today for a little bit, for about an hour. Maybe talk some wisdom, or talk about coffee or something. Need more of. Good morning, I'm DJ, the creative director here at VeeFriends. We've been at it Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 at least. And this is the start of my day, which means I need a new pencil topper on here. Let's grab one from the vending machine. We got a yellow. Let's try to get into TikTok live too. I'm live across all of these channels you could see here on the screen on VeeFriends. Good morning, good Friday morning. I have to leave at 8:55 today, so we're gonna get into doing this up. Good morning, Mel. Hello, how are you? Getting the chat set up. Great. All right, let's open this one up. I didn't properly schedule this stream. I just said, hey, if you know, you know. It's 8 a.m. Here I am. Let's see who's hiding in this bubble. Happy Friday. Still puzzled. What's up? LG, what's up? PJ, what's up? Hey, we've got a bubblegum bad intentions. That's interesting. Smells like bubblegum. It just turned Saturday here. Where are you at? Where in the world is everyone? Okay, so all this week I've been working on the Sunday comic for VeeFriends. If you're not familiar with VeeFriends, I won't really... oh, here comes my dog. Hello, dog. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, go up there. Go up in the window. All right. My dog hears me in here talking to myself. Dogs don't understand, live streams. Okay. There she is. She's settled in her window, overlooking the world outside. Miss Daisy. New Zealand, what? Oh, cool. Nice. That's great. So yeah, this week I've been working on these Sunday comic strips. These go in newspapers. This is for VeeFriends. These stories are kind of an in-between story of... Let me go to here real quick. Our comic books. So if you go to VeeFriends.com, you can always read the comic books for free. Everything about our products. We've got VeeFriends Super Stickers manga series out. Topps Chrome is out there. VeeFriends cartoons for kids. You can take the quiz to see what VeeFriend you are, because we have over 280 characters that you can vibe with in different styles and different... You can collect and explore these characters. There's different traits. Mojo Mouse, Wise Wasp, Alpha Alligator. There's a lot of them. Let's think of it like a Pokemon with a purpose kind of thing. You can click that video to learn more about Topps Chrome. I drew that Cobra. I drew that Cobra right there. I drew him. VeeFriends was created by Gary Vaynerchuk, also known on the internet as Gary V, aka, hence the name V in VeeFriends. And there's Corso. I love, miss you, Corso. I miss you, buddy. And we have a volcano you can throw things in. All right, anyways. Let's not worry about that. Let's get into some drawing here. Last we left our heroes. This is this Sunday's comic, so you're getting a little sneak peek if you're here. Happy Friday, Gold. Gold 49 Rush, Matt. Plush Garden, what's up? This is a sneak peek of the comic for this Sunday. Not just a sneak peek, you're just seeing it early. But we got Knowing Gnome has a package. He's delivering it with Curious Crane. They're on a journey together. He's like, slow down, man. You're going too fast. A little recap for you here. He says, I got to get this package to the Fairy King. It's very important. Only one person guessed the package, Tawny. Which I'm still going to hook you up with something, Tawny. get with you. Um, and then Curious Crane's like bothering, like asking about everything because he's always curious. And then there's this mushroom on a string. So he says like, hey, can you be quietly curious? And then, what's this now? And then, what happens if I pull it? Crane, no, don't pull that. It's a trap. Right, so last they were trapped. We started to work on the new Sunday for the following week. It's the first time I've been really this far ahead, to be honest. These streams keep me honest. Morning, Jennifer. We've done it. We did here. I committed to being here at 8 a.m. every day this week, and I did it. I can't do it next week because we'll be at a summit and doing a lot of work with Gary. But who knows? Maybe we will pop on. I don't know. I just don't know what the internet's like. So anyways, I've been working on this, and I'm going to keep jamming on this for a little bit. We're going to work on these panels. I think that's what we're going to do. Right now. And I'll check the chat. I got to leave at 8:55 today because there's a big meeting happening. So, but it's nice to pop in, start your day, a little bit. I don't know what he's saying here. Let me think. I usually don't write live, but well, this isn't good. And I think we're just starting off because, like, if somebody hasn't seen the other strip and they're just jumping into the Sunday comic for the first time, or you're jumping into the stream, I just want these words to make sense. Well, this isn't good. My bad. Yeah. I like to say my bad a lot. I might change the my bad. We'll have VeeFriends here. Let's just ink this first panel up. We'll just zoom in and focus on one panel at a time. How about that? That way you get some like quality drawing time in here. Popping to YouTube. Rocky, good morning. Rocky. I'm gonna fade this out a little bit more. We're just gonna, I feel pretty confident going straight to inks on those. Gotta just make sure I'm on my right ink layer here. There's not really one. Where did it go? Oh well. Again, the last 3 days when I woke up, I'm like, I got too much to do. I can't live stream today. It's impossible. And then I just said, no, that's complete trash. Of course I've got some time. It's only an hour. It seems like that's in front of that. I don't like that. Okay. I always tell my creative friends who are like, I don't know if I can stream. I'm like, they want to do live streams because it seems cool. Like once they see like me doing it or something, and you don't need any fancy equipment. I've built up what I have over time. If you go back and watch my first streams, they're pretty, basic, abysmal, even. Okay, let's push this button to animate that cat. I keep forgetting to do that. Alana, what's up? Yeah, so one thing I unlocked for one of my friends was I was like, hey man, what I used to think the same thing. I didn't want to be live and I was afraid, what I looked like or what I sounded like or, oh, I gotta have something to say. And I'm like, one day I just said, forget it. And just started talking. I got good at talking out loud as I was drawing at conventions, like at Comic Cons. And I thought, whether people were watching or not, I would just kind of let my thoughts flow as I draw, and people were digging it. And that's just, but the unlock for me was, I was stuck in a corporate job, and I was during like the pandemic, right? And I was in so many meetings. We were all in these Zoom meetings all day, and I would just sit in those meetings and be like, I hate this. I hate these meetings. It was all day, just in meetings all day. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm live on a camera all day. So just for an hour meeting, like, I'm like, this is an hour meeting. So basically, you switch that, and I'm like, I'm just having an hour meeting with you, strangers or acquaintances or friends. And that just was like, yeah, an hour goes by super fast, as you'll see. And then, you'll be sad and you'll want more. And you'll come back. You'll come back again and do it soon. Probably not till the week after next, and then I'll figure out a better cadence for this. I have so much stuff going on that you can't see and I can't talk about. Because loose lips sink ships. Loose lips sink ships. That's funny. Floss Boys is headed back to bed, but hope you have a good one. Thanks for checking in. Nighty night. Sleep tight. Yeah, that stoic thing, I like to say I'm a stoic, I guess. Not the best stoic, but I'm one of them. And that whole thing about when you wake up in the morning and you want to just stand to the covers, I did that multiple times this week, where I'm like, oh, it's 5 a.m., I gotta get out of bed. Do I have to get out of bed? Like, why am I getting out of bed? And then I'm like, nope, gotta force myself to get up out of bed, because I think I'm gonna butcher the passage, but Marcus Aurelius stuff was like, you're meant to go do the work of humans. You're not meant to stay in this bed in comfort and warmth. You gotta go do the work. And so then I get up and I meditate, get some coffee, walk my dog, the routine, before I get into this comic drawing a gnome and a bird in a cage, a trap. They've been trapped. Yeah, I think about the meditations, and then I also meditate. I've been doing transcendental meditation. I don't like to talk about it too much because I don't want people it's not a cult or anything like that. It's just a different way of meditating, and you got to do it the right way. You can't really learn about it. You can't really do it just from reading about it. You have to kind of go do it, which I was skeptical about as well, but it's true. It's absolutely true. You got to go to a local it's usually like an office, what looked like basically a medical office or like a therapist office or something. And you have a nice teacher that shows you the technique. You spend an hour a day over 4 days, or 3 days or something like that. I think it's 4 days. Wait, 1? Yeah, 4 days. And then you're able to do it. So it's been very helpful to me. It's like a superpower. Transcendental meditation. Look it up. Anyways. Yeah, people like goof with me about it. And they're like, DJ, are you doing the meditation? I'm like, yeah, I am. Leave me be. My ideas are sharper. I have more energy. There you go. Miss Els says, I'm a dedicated parent. Yes, I am. Dog at least gets 2 walks a day. If I say the keyword, she's in the window there. Daisy. 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 Daisy, say hi. Say hi. She's like, I don't know what you're doing. She doesn't understand the streaming life. Oh. Okay, so we got this little, you see how I'm just working with, that's what we call pareidolia. You know, you see something in shapes, you learn to use the art. So in this case, there's a gnome, and he's in this cage. So I don't need to draw all of him. I don't need to worry about that. Just need to draw his like boot down here. It's like, man, and the package that's on his back. It'll be very subtle because he's small. He's very small. That small, see? Yeah, sleep is important. I probably get, I don't know, I run on about 5 hours of sleep pretty well. That's just how it goes. They say the older you get, the less sleep that you need, which I think is true. I've been sometimes waking up at 4 in the morning, just like awake in bed, you know, and going like, no, we still got an hour. Let's not do this. Back to bed, brain. But yeah, it's been real. But multiple days this week, like I said, multiple days this week, I was like, I'm too busy. I can't stream today. And then there's a lot of surprise things are popping up. We're working on some very tight deadlines right now for comic book stuff and surprise delays, surprise things from production. You know, there's a lot that goes into these comic books that, you know, we will get it figured out. We're getting it figured out as far as production timelines, and oh boy, it's such a technical nothing burger, really. It's so it's not rocket science. It's just logistics. Let's say that. Luckily, you know, on the creative side, we're all set, man. Like we got stories for days, years, you know. We got a solid team. We could tell pretty much any stories really fast, you know. Shout out to the comics team. Can't wait to see everybody. We're all getting together. I think we'll see each other Sunday, and then we go to Gary's dad's house for 3 days. No, I think I just inked on the wrong layer. I sure did. Darn it. Okay, we only put the cage on the wrong layer. So if I do that, go cut and paste. And we're on the right layer. Go back down here. There we go. Perfect. Yes, indeed. Good morning, Clemhouse. What's going on? Yeah, so excited. It's been a busy week. Probably one of the busiest weeks for me. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of in the weeds stuff with the comic books, like pre-press stuff. We had some surprise news from the printers and stuff, and it was like our scheduling was off a little bit. So in order to make our deadlines, it was like someone's got to work really hard, and that somebody is me. And so I just took it on. Everybody's been checking in on me, like, DJ, are you okay? Like, oh man, we're so like, even the printers were like, we're so sorry, DJ. I'm like, no, it's good. I was built for this stuff. And by the way, I've been doing this for 30 something years, so this is not hard for me to do. It's just I know what it takes to do it, and it's not as easy as people think. You could just, like, we're talking some graphic design, we're talking some blind bag design, like this, like these blind bags. We've redone them. We also had to work out some kinks, like this one here, this one I have on my desk. There's a little bit of play. It's like the book is a little bit bent. Just, it's not going to damage it, but it's bent because the bag is too tight in the wrapping plant. This part got too tight. So in order for us to talk to this wrapping plant, that's a whole other thing, because they don't care that it's a comic book or a high-end collectible or anything like that. They just wrap things, and we're like, how do we make it so there's a little more room? And believe me, guys, it's such a... You'd think, like, just make the bag bigger. Nope. It's for them to do certain things on their machines, and, it's quite a thing. So we want the books. We've just been working at it, chipping away. We've never done anything like this. And what's really cool about these books that were, inside this book, if you don't know, is a comic book, kind of like this, with different rarities and things like that. So, we were told by multiple people now, because there's people that do blind bag books. That's not the thing. But not only are we doing blind bag books, but it's just like the size that we're doing it at, the cadence that we're doing it at. We're looking to do this monthly, maybe twice a month. 2 issues a month is our goal, real soon. And we've been told, man, you guys are actually doing... Nobody does this. Nobody's doing what you're doing. And that's... I like to hear that. Someone else told me we have full-time artists here on the team. Full-time comic artists, salary employees, benefits, all that. And that's unheard of in the comic book world, really. Like Marvel and DC they have exclusive artists, but they're not on staff. You know what I mean? Like they get like a page rate and stuff like that, or freelancers. It's all basically a pool of freelancers. But then, as a artist that's been in comics for a long time, it's sad because then a lot of artists can't afford basic necessities because they could be gone one day and they're the next, and they don't have much job security, and you can't really create in that environment anything awesome. So you look at the state of comic books, the comic book industry, and it's just not that great. But I think that's the reason why. You gotta give creators the time to create and relieve some of that pressure, that economic pressure. That this is a job. This is an important job. Drawing, making the stories, even the illustrations for the cards and merchandise and stuff like that. It's all a big system, and it's nice to have a company that cares about that sort of stuff. Anyways, just a little thought. Yeah, I did the stuff. I did the space card. Miss Els has the space dog. Cosmo, his name is, from Marvel. I did a sketch card for Marvel. Official sketch cards. Wait a minute. Oops, okay. I will have to end. We'll be off this stream at 8:55 because I have a meeting at 9. We have a big meeting today, so can't miss that. Okay, cool. We're working on a lot of stuff. We're working on, I mean, I think it's safe for me to say, but because Gary's already mentioned it, but, you know, Topps Chrome #2, 2026. There's a lot happening with that behind the scenes. I can't talk about it, but there's a lot moving. There's a lot of things. We have New York Comic Con's coming right around the corner, and that's going to be huge, and big deals there. So we got to do a lot of work behind the scenes. I tried to trade some of my own cards for an original of yours, Creative Craft, but the trade was declined. Yeah, I don't know. Collectible market is weird, you know? Like I think some people do, like, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it too much. Gets me down. I like true fans. That's what I'll say. I like true fans. True fans. People that know the stories and characters. That's really what we want. We want you to fall in love with the characters, and it just so happens they're highly collectible as well. Just like Mickey Mouse or Pokemon or something like that. But, you know, it would be nice if... I'm going to make this gnome bigger. Alright. Also got to draw a cool logo. I'll maybe show you guys in the future. But I was asked by some VIPs to make a cool logo. I used to make a lot of logos. I used to run a roller derby league and did a lot of stuff for bands and sports teams and stuff like that, and Comic-Cons. So I got to dust off my logo drawing skills. That's fun. That is fun to do. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? Nope. Not for me. Alright, hold on. This has to be. I cannot believe. The thing that you're hearing is I'm pulling clears out of this machine. There we go, finally. Ugh. Hey, yellow or green in the chat. Yellow or green in the chat. These are the VeeFriends minis. I like to open these up. These are probably, like, I don't know, one of my favorite things of VeeFriends. They're pencil toppers. Also, if you're out there and you like a VeeFriends vending machine, they kind of look like that. Well, go this way. They look like this. We got a green, we got a yellow. Yellow or green in the chat. Yellow or green in the chat. For those watching. Yellow or green in the chat. We have yellow, green. Okay. I'm gonna go with yellow. Let's do that. Let's see who's in this. In this bad boy. Yellow one. Lots of yellow. Yellow is usually not the color. I've been looking for a detailed humble hedgehog. Oh, hey! Fortune smiles upon me. You know that Wow. Called that one. I've been looking for a new detailed humble hedgehog for a while. And there he is. I said at the beginning of this week, and my old one's kind of, he's a little bit, road weary. The universe loves me. That's right. No, that sounds so like, oh, I'm so special. Wow, that makes me so happy. Stream's over. No. Cool. I'm going to just set him there. He's too pristine to put on the pencil. He's actually a very good color red, too. Like, it's a very red. This is a good one. I got one of the best. Wow. That was pretty cool. Let's open the green one and put it on the pencil. What do we got? Oh, no. Okay. And then we'll get back to drawing for a little bit. That was cool. Wait, who would I call on this one? I don't even remember who's in the season. All right, I'm going to think Creative Crab. I don't know. No, all right. It's a boisterous beaver. All right. I got to see the new... there are new minis coming at some point. I don't know when, but I got to see the paints on those. I can't tell you the ones, but they're neat. They're some of my favorite things. I don't know why. It's nostalgia, or it's something. Okay, when my alarm goes off, I gotta leave. So I'm gonna try and ink as much as I can on this. Oh my God. I streamed every day this week at 8 a.m. It is possible if you put your mind to it. I didn't properly schedule this one on YouTube, so I just kind of went live, Just went live with it. And if I wasn't working at VeeFriends, I was already doing live streams because I knew that's kind of how really live streaming is really one of the ways I got the job. Really, I'm not trying to just here I am working on this thing, and I was doing exactly what I'm doing now. Talking while I'm drawing, and I got attention from that. But I think one of the biggest opportunities for my art friends is live commerce, like Gary's been talking about, just because I've seen it happening for some of my friends, and selling art prints, doing live art requests, and really building up your own true fans for your own stuff. Like, that's the key, right? You might want to build your own thing, because if you I have my own thing too. I have lots of my own things, but they're not to make like the missions are different. For my drawing brand, I got a little Scully character and a bird and early bird, and it's just there to help inspire artists and other people to draw more. Actually, I have the coffee cup today. I usually don't plug. I'm not plugging the drawing club. I'm just there. It is. Well, you can't really see it with the light. There it is. That's a good drawing. That's a good mug. It's a very good mug. Yeah, Keith. Keith said Mikey Kalaka has been killing it on TikTok with his credit content. Now he's saving up for a house. Yeah, he's on our team. Very talented graphic designer. Unsung hero, Mikey Kalaka, who's out there He paid off his student loan debt. How do you set up your camera like this on TikTok? Oh, hold on a moment, I'll show you. Thanks for following. Yeah, Mikey Kalaka's been out there killing it. He paid off all of his student loan debt in like 110 days, just live streaming over $20,000, live streaming every day. And now he's filled that, so he's like, I'm gonna save for a house. But he's out there doing it, man. And by the way, he has a day job at VeeFriends, and he's killing it here too. A lot of the graphics and stuff you see are probably, you know, many of them are done by Mikey. So right now, so that's shout outs to Mr. Mikey. How do I set my camera up like this, Gabby? I'll just zoom around. Like I use a program called OBS, which is free. I can't show you how to use this, but you can set in different sources. So I can have the camera. That camera there is me. Hello, that's me. And then there's the iPad pumping in. There's the Apple phone, the iPhone right here. And then I have my chats all set up going into Instagram. You're on TikTok there, Gabby. And over here, way over here is another thing that's like the YouTube. Keith's over there. Clem's over there. Miss Elsa's over there. And then I've got this on an easel so I can just point it down at my iPad. But you can, literally, I can have a million different sources. I could put different doodads. I can have this animated button here for this guy. I use a Stream Deck. My desk is a mess, guys. Stream Deck, if I push this button right here, animate, it'll make that guy go. Right? Then this button here makes me big. Wait, there's a big DJ button here. Nope, that's not gonna work. This one? There I go. Look at that. So it's a little bit of a process. I had to learn this stuff myself. You know, what else does this thing do? I think there's an iPad view. Okay, this is fun. iPad close. I don't know what that one does. Well, that's weird. This one's wild because if I move the, so it's made to be like, I never use this setup, but it's made to be like, you know, to capture your attention as it's kind of wild. That's a wild one. Anyways, that's fun. You know, it's just a build, and you don't have to do it all at once. It took me months of learning and testing and failing, and it's just a fun thing. I always like to mess around with stuff and learn, you know. So, and I got my setup now so that I can pretty much go live whenever I want. I use a program. We're using a program internally here called Restream, which allows you to broadcast across all those channels. So I'm live across TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, X, you know, all that kind of stuff. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. I'd say just be consistent, you know. Like, don't just do it once and be like, oh man, I don't know about the mobile gaming feature. I'm not even really live on. I'm not logged into TikTok right now. I'm going through Restream and it's attached to that TikTok account that you're watching. But I can see your chat because I've got it open on another thing. So I'm just feeding in my iPad as a source into that OBS program. OBS software. Broadcasting. It's open source broadcasting software. So it's free. It's free. And on YouTube, you can learn all about it. There's so many cool tutorials and so many things you could do. But I just keep it basic. You know, as an artist, I'm like, how do I get my screens? Every way that I set up these screens is basically towards the audience, because first it was just my camera hand view. Or no, it was just first the iPad moving around view down there at the bottom. And then people were like, we want to see your hands. And I'm like, okay, I need another camera. There you go, Alicia. My better half says, Courtney Connect has tons of content on streaming. She's been doing like a 100-day series about how to stream too. So look her up. She's on our team. Smart folks listening to the big boss by streaming, getting out there. She's now like pretty much a streaming expert. Anyways, yeah, so I would just had the iPad view, and then people were like, hey, we want to see your hands. And then people were like, hey, we want to see your face. And I'm like, I can't show. I was like, I don't know how to. Can your face be bigger? I'm like, here I am, but there, now, there, that's what I look like. Ooh, you know, whatever. But then people are like, we want to see your office. So I'm like, all right, I need a shot like this where it's the bookshelf and my G.I. Joe 21 and Pearl Jam posters, and that's a ukulele. That's a ukulele signed by Eddie Vedder right there. That's a Dharma patch from Lost, the TV show. That's a Creative Crab hat. That is a bunch of collectibles in a pile of stuff that I need to clean up. Oh, man. Up there I have a poster that's counting down my life. TikTok. TikTok. Yeah, you just gotta build one thing at a time. I didn't have these I like added these lights up there. You can't see them, but they're up there. There's some lights up the top. I'm not gonna show you the floor in my office, but there's my dog looking out the window. There's some posters on this wall too that you don't usually get to see. I can't go any further than that because there's other stuff you can't see up there. But there you go. Of course, I love the widescreen monitor too. It's very nice for just being able to zoom, like look up and go, oh, there's Sonny Boy Comics just joined. What's up, Sonny Boy? And then, just kind of glance up, see who's chatting. I'll be out of here at 8:55 today because I got a big meeting today. Big meetings, big work, big work to do today. And take a deep breath and just get through all of it, you know. Man, I really like Curious Crane. She, or whatever. I'm gonna say she. I love this duo. Just, I talk about it every time I'm drawing them, but knowing something, finding out, fooling around to find out kind of thing. It's just kind of fun. F around and find out. Sometimes he gets himself into some trouble, like he's like, shoot, let's put a pretty good. Like, shoot, my bad. Creative Summit's going to be fun. We have a special guest joining us now. I just found out. We just set this up. I can't tell you who. But I've messed this up. This is not good what I'm doing there. These lines touching, not great. That's called a tangent. We need to fix this right now. We need to fix this. We're going to fix this. It's even better if it's just like... Even better if it's just off the thing. Little subtle things will mess with the eye. when human eyes are looking at it. So you gotta have a little space between that stuff. You gotta do it. Yeah, trying to the big summit. Very excited. Super excited to have special guests joining us. Maybe we'll stream a little. I don't know. Maybe we'll do some content. I got a lot of ideas, but I don't try to plan, because I think if you plan, the last time I had some plans, that's just not how it works with Gary. Like, you can have the best laid plans, and Gary's just gonna be like, okay, throw that away. We're gonna do this, and then it ends up better. Because, like, having we were talking about what's the agenda, and I was like, there's 4 things. Like, we review what we've done, and we make new things. We get to know each other, like we have story time. We have just, it's basically a lot of talking, a lot of just what's on everyone's mind, and you come up with a topic, and it's cool. You're gonna see in issue 5 specifically. I wrote up a little thing too about how the story came together and at that summit, and it's just been so exciting for the internal team, Andy and Gary. I mean, they just kept looking at each other during that summit across the room, catching eyes with each other romantically. No, not romantically, but it's kind of like a bromance. There's a bromance between Gary and Andy for sure. But I saw them catching eyes, and they were like, man, we should have done this. We should have done this from the start. Because the energy was just so good. And then Gary's like, we need to do this like 4 times a year, once a month. He would do it all the time if he could. Maybe he will one day. Maybe he'll retire just to do this with us. But for now, he's got to build an empire. Continue to build his empire so he can buy the jets. I'm so nervous for week 1 football. I'm not nervous, but the Steelers play the Jets, and I'm gonna try not to talk about it. This is a whole drama. We got Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers, and oh shoot, I'm talking about football. Nobody wants to hear about that. Never mind. Let's change the subject. Look at this gnome. He's stuck in a cave. He's trying to climb out, and this backpack is holding him in the... That's cute. Right, Shep? I'm like, shh. Say less. In the immortal words of Cassandra on our team, DJ, say less. I'm like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to shut up. Oh, is that a gnome or Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. How old are both? Nah. Did you ever do that? That's the one thing about sports where I don't know why, but I always feel like athletes are older than me. It's weird. Like, I'm like, wait, Aaron Rodgers is younger than me? I'm like, he should be older than me. Like, I don't know why. Does that ever happen with you with athletes or movie stars? You're like, wait a minute, I'm older than that person? Like, I thought that they were like my elder. I'm like, oh crap, I'm old. I'm the old one. What happened? How did this happen? Keith, how does this happen? When did we get old? Holy smokes. It's all in the eye of the beholder, I suppose. Oh, man. Yeah, don't do it, Shep. Shep says I'm a Giants fan, and I fear every time I accidentally bring them up, especially in the office. I've seen Gary hang up on people on calls when they try to make jokes about sports. He's like, all right, this call's over. It's done in such a lovingly way, but he's serious, man. He's serious business. Don't mess with the Jets. You know, don't mess with his Jets. That new TV show that they produced, I guess, or something. I see Gary's name's tagged in it a lot. I wonder if Gary's in it. I don't know. I'll ask him. There's an Amazon TV show about the Jets season. It's kind of like a Hard Knocks, but like there's some family stuff. I saw that pop up on my Amazon Prime. That's interesting. I like shows like that. I haven't had time to watch any shows or anything like that, but I used to like watching Hard Knocks. And just getting the behind the scenes, stuff. It's just cool. The NFL really did a good job of making those original films and stuff. The narrator guy. Like, if I had a narrator for my comic life right now, I could be like, he thought he could draw all the comics in the world, but then it turned out he got too far ahead of himself and he needed a team. Oh boy, we gotta go soon. 4 minutes. Appreciate you guys stopping in today. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and my call to action to you is to go read the comics on our website. You can read, watch, and collect VeeFriends at VeeFriends.com. And I think maybe something we're missing, and I'm working on it, is the community aspect. Like, you can read, watch, collect, and become a part of the community at VeeFriends.com. And the community is very awesome. If you hang out in VeeFriends community chats, live stream chats, we're live all the time. We've got the Whatnot streams. We've got all kinds of stuff happening all the time. You'll get to know new friends. We always say strangers become friends, or strangers become acquaintances, acquaintances become friends, and friends become family. It's true. It's true. It's a true statement. Okay. We didn't get a whole lot done in this. I mean, I got that inked. Takes a little time, A little patience. A little patient panda here. Streamed all week. Good. I did it. I committed to doing it. I will commit to doing it again because, forcing myself to get live 8 a.m. before the day starts, before the madness starts. The chaos that some people can't handle, but we can. Because it's fun. Remember. And be patient with yourself. And be willful. If someone tells you you can't do something, you be like, I will show you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It might take a little time, but we're going to do it. We did it. Let's open up one more mini. Let's do that. Just one more. This is a classic one. Season 1. I just grabbed this randomly. Let's see. I'm not going to try and call it. Maybe I am. That was fun. I make sure I'm getting the right season here. I haven't pulled a flexing fox in a long time. Let's see if I can get a fox out of here. Nope. It's a slug. He's fine. He's fine, but nothing beats. This I pulled today was the best humble hedgehog. Maybe the best V-friend? Your best V-friend. Okay, guys, that's my timer. I gotta go, just like a pumpkin. Gonna turn into that. Great, everybody. I'll see you soon. You know the deal. V-friends are forever. Cheers. Have a great day. We'll see you the week after next. But stay tuned to all the V-friends channels and